on the video, but it is causing some technicalities. But I hope you can hear me wherever you are. I know that we are in different countries or regions globally, but just send some kind of reactions. In case you can hear me, you can send some kind of reactions via the chat so that I can proceed from there. Okay, thank you so much. So my name is Sevia Aluku, and currently I'm a data scientist at African Center for Data Science and Analytics. And before that, I have worked for other organizations as a data scientist, and I'm a certified data scientist. And the purpose of today's session is just to take you through what we are offering in terms of the courses that we are offering, to know more about us, to know more about the courses, the study mode, and to clarify any other questions that you have. Those will assist you or to make a decision going forward. This is an open forum. I have a presentation that I'm going to take you through, but as well we have a team in the chat. We are having Yvonne from operations. She'll be assisting to admit you guys, and in case you have any questions as I'm presenting, you can take note or you can just share via the chat. At the end of the presentation, I'll be able to answer all of them, all those questions. You might be joined by other team members, but now most of the data scientists or the technical team are currently training. We have other cohorts that the classes are currently ongoing. So also when the director of the institute joins, maybe we might, in case he'll be in a position to speak, he will say something at the end of the session. I'm also recording this session for the purpose of follow-up later at the end of it, and it will share as a link that is accessible to only those who join the session due to data privacy issues and regulations. I'd like to start maybe about us. Africdsa, or what you call African Center for Data Science and Analytics Limited. We are a multidisciplinary learning accelerator that is committed to closing the skills gap in Africa's job market. And we do this by providing transformative tech-based learning in data science, artificial intelligence. And of course, when we are talking about data science, we are going later to see what data science entails, because data science has what you call subset or subdisciplines within it. And since inception in the year 2020, we have managed to graduate over 1,500 students globally. Also, African Center for Data Science is accredited by the International Association for Business Analytics Certification, or what you call IABEC, and that one can be verified from their website. And our team, in case you need it, will be able to share that in the chat as well. This means that our syllabuses are aligned with global industry best practices in the field of data science and AI. And our goal is to provide high quality, globally accredited and industry aligned programs in the field of data science and AI, both to working professionals and beginners, because we have a combination of both. And about 90% of the students that we have been training are working professionals. Then 10% are students who are transitioning to the job market, and those in colleges and university. Maybe another question you might ask yourself: why should you train with us and not any other organization? Maybe that you might come across. One is global recognition. The IABAC certification, remember these are professional certificates or certifications, is a certification that is globally recognized and is based on the that's the EU board, under what called the, we have the data science framework, and also the curriculum is accredited. So the certification or the certificates that will be issued at the end of it comes from IABEC. And also in terms of trainers, we have expert trainers, that's our faculty. We have allied faculty composed of practicing data scientists, as that is one of the requirements during accreditation. Facilities, even myself, I'm trainer in some, a mentor in some of the units, and I've been practicing as a data scientist for almost 5 years now. The rest also are practicing data scientists in various organizations. And of course, we have the team that is working also full-time, because also we do some kind of consultancy job in data science and AI. In our training also you get real-time experience, because the training is project-based approach training. What normal happens across all units, apart from the first unit, which talks maybe an introduction to data science, introduction to data analytics, from the second unit going up to the last unit is practical based, given data, take you through step by step up to report writing, when we are talking about maybe when you are required to deploy machine learning models, when we reach there, an end-to-end practical kind of training that is we are offering. Also, we do some kind of job assistance in terms of job support. That's how to position your CV, job updates and connects, because we do get a lot of organizations requesting us to refer students. And I want to emphasize something on job connects and so on. What we do normally when these organizations come, we refer those students that are available at that time. Then they compete among themselves again, because also the organizations have to take you still through an interview process and so on. So that is how it works. We take students who are available, they compete among themselves, then the one that wins is always given the job and so on. If you lose next time, again, we refer to another organization and so on, because still we are in a competitive world, and companies also have their procedures that you should at least take a few candidates through the interview process and so on. So having said why you should train with us, I want just to give you some information about data science and related discipline, so that you understand well what it is. Basically, when we are talking about data science, we are talking about a multidisciplinary field that seeks to extract meaningful insights from data. A multidisciplinary field means that we have other things or subsets or components of it. And data science, in data science, we have so close subdisciplines such as deep learning, um, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. To start with machine learning, basically, when we are talking about machine learning, we are talking about the algorithms with the ability to learn without explicitly being programmed. So what it means, I want to take an example, for instance, a calculator. Today, if I give you a calculator and you press 1 + 1, you will get 2, right? But within that calculator, there is something that you might not be in a position to understand how whatever is happening for it to give you that output and so on. So that's how machine learning works. And when you move to machine learning, we normally go to deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning, in which artificial intelligence, neural networks adapt and learn mostly from huge data set. Then when you move now to deep learning, you go to what you call artificial intelligence. An example of deep learning, for instance, we do have what you call computer vision applications. Like nowadays, let me just pick the agricultural industry and so on. You can have some kind of drones that use computer vision, which is part of deep learning, that are able maybe to count for you the number of plants that are there in your farm, to detect diseases and so on. That's part of deep learning. Then from deep learning, you move to artificial intelligence. We are talking about programs with the ability to learn and reason like human beings. Mostly we talk about chatbots that can serve the same purpose as those people in the customer service. You can interact with a bot. It is able to answer some questions and so on. So that is AI. So it is some connected, like you cannot go to AI confidently if you don't know machine learning, deep learning, and so on. So all those are related disciplines to data science, and in our curriculum, all those are covered for certified data scientists. I know we have other courses that we are going to mention, which are subsets of data science. So moving forward, there's something that has been confusing a lot of people. Like people are confused what is data science, what is data analytics, and so on. And where is the distinction between the two? To explain the difference between the two, I would like to take you through the three critical areas or focus areas. The first one is objective and focus. When we are talking about data science is more of exploratory. Exploratory means that it wants to go to find more insights. For instance, like if during the last intake letter, the November, not November, the September intake, maybe Africdsa got 50 female students and 30 male students, and July intake it was opposite. You see, for data science, it might want to go deeper and know why that one happened. But data analytics is more focused on immediate decision making. Like based on the past data, how many students did you get? 50. So that one gives you an immediate decision, but it doesn't tell you to go deeper into it to know why that one happens. Another key difference between data science and data analytics is that in terms of methods and approaches, mostly data science deals with complex and structured data, and it utilizes sophisticated algorithms or methods such as neural networks and deep learning. So it is about 95% of the data that has been generated in the past 2 years is unstructured. Like as a result of the fourth industrial revolution, accessibility to the internet, smartphones, and so on, there's a lot of unstructured data that is being shared in form of images, in form of voice notes, in form of text, and so on. And data science skills assist someone to be able to manipulate even such kind of complex data. While when we are talking about data analytics, it follows a streamlined process and it focuses on descriptive and diagnostic kind of analysis. And when we look at the skill set and expertise for data science, data scientists mostly are proficient with tools such as and languages such as Python or R, algorithms, big data frameworks such as Apache Spark, data analytics tools such as SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. It is used to retrieve data from the MySQL server. A server is where we store data, mostly structured data when we are talking about MySQL. Also, they are good in tools such as Tableau and Power BI, which are used for data visualization, and MS Excel, Microsoft Excel data analysis. And also I see nowadays Microsoft Excel has also capability to deal with some machine learning tasks such as natural language processing. Natural language processing, when you are talking about like in your organization where you are working, you have social media platforms and also some reviews on Google, My Business, and so on. So when you take those reviews and so on, and to be in a position to analyze, that process is called natural language processing. And nowadays I see Excel also has that capacity or capability. Data analysts are mostly proficient in SQL, data querying, manipulation, and visualization tools. And now, what is clear is that data analytics forms a roadmap for data science, What does it mean? You can be a data analyst but not a data scientist, but you cannot be a data scientist if you don't know data analytics. So a data scientist knows data analytics because data analytics is a pathway to data science. You cannot build, for instance, machine learning model if you cannot do what called exploratory data analysis, which, and when we are talking about exploratory data analysis, like to know how your data is distributed and so on, that's part of data analytics. So in short, is that the two are not mutually exclusive, but like data science depends on data analytics. You cannot be a data scientist if you don't know data science, but you can be a data analyst but not a data scientist. So that's something you should understand, which will assist you to make decision. So another thing that you need to know are the data science concept. Some of the critical things you come in data science are data types. We have what called structured and unstructured data. Structured data mostly is organized kind of data. Like when you are talking about, let me say, if we have a list of students who have attended today's open day, your name, your phone number, and your email address, that's structured kind of data. But unstructured kind of data, we are talking about currently, even as I'm talking, uh, maybe there's some kind of text, some kind of audio, we have some kind of images and so on. That's unstructured kind of data. Another thing in a data that you need to come across is cleaning and validation. Like in cleaning and validation, mostly um, we do have what called data assessment, whereby you look at areas that is your data accurate, is your data complete, is it uniform, and so among many others. So those are some of the terms that you might come across. Models and algorithms, you come about data patterns and trends, data systems and applications and data mining and so on. So those are some of the terms that are very common in this data science field. So the next is that where is this data science applied? Data science is applied almost in each and every industry. It is only that the experts in data science, especially in Africa, are still scarce, but this is a field that is applicable across each and every industry because data is generated everywhere. One of the industries is agricultural tech, or what you call agriculture. I have already given two examples on capturing footages, like using drones to be able to detect diseases, to count crops, and even to spray and so on. When we are going to legal tech, we are talking about law. You can use it to predict outcome of cases based on NLP. NLP stands for natural language processing. In most cases, if you have been following up rulings of cases, the judges, the magistrates, and so on normally refer to the past historical case. Like for the case of so versus so, this was what was argued and so. Given that that is historical, they also make judgments using historical cases that had already been ruled. What happens is that when you run, if someone comes with a case is filed and so on, and you pass through, if you have built your NLP system, it is able to give you the probable outcome of it based on some kind of historical cases and so on. And almost that is what ChatGPT does, part of the large language models and so on. Another one is support, call center routing, and chatbots. As I have said, nowadays, chatbots are able to do the same work that those people in the customer service department used to do. That's to answer to some of the text messages. And even nowadays, call, there's a recent innovation that I saw that even a call, like Nowadays, with artificial intelligence and data science, even a call center can be operated by robots. In human resource, we are talking about filtering application in hiring process. Also, it can assist organization to understand the main reason maybe why there's employee attrition in an organization, or which department has the highest employee attrition, and so on. So when you're talking about hiring, nowadays, like when you're talking about most African countries, there's high rate of unemployment. And whenever a job opportunity is advertised, you find a lot of people submitting their CVs. Maybe it was just one role, and you see, irrespective of the organization, even if the organization is just dealing with HR outsourcing, you cannot have adequate time to review 1,000 CVs just for one role and so on. So nowadays, organizations have implemented AI tools which can be able to reject or accept candidates as part of the first stage before moving forward. That's why nowadays you are recommended that you customize your CV based on the job applied for, so that the model is able to scrape data in your CV and match with what is already in the system and assist you to go to the next step and so on. Another one is retail. Mostly data science is used in optimization of supply and demand planning in supply chain management. You are able to predict, to know based on seasons how the demand of a certain product with various seasons and so on. There's one of the startup in Nigeria called Kobo 360. Maybe you might check. They are using entirely data science to run their business. It is a logistic kind of a startup dealing with supply and so on. In finance, data science mostly is applicable in fraud detection and process automation. In fraud detection, for instance, when we pay using credit cards, sometimes we have some kind of fraud in credit card payments, whereby what happens, historical data is being trained, and when now almost similar transaction comes, they are being flagged off either for manual approval or for review before a decision is made. Another one, nowadays we have what called EKYC, like know your customer, whereby you find financial institutions, especially fintechs, are able to onboard customers wherever they are. As long as you have a smartphone, you are being told scan an image of your IDs, take a selfie of yourself. Then if maybe it gets a 80% match, then that one, like the system is able to recognize if truly this one is the person holding or the holder of this ID and so on. So we have a lot of applications in finance and so on. In healthcare, we are talking about drug discovery and image diagnosis. Nowadays, you see, during COVID-19 pandemic, most countries even struggled uh, to get or to find areas where they could take the samples for testing and so on, because they did not have so sophisticated machines in the laboratories that were used to do so. With data science nowadays, you don't need to have a lab. You can do some kind of diagnosis to detect some kind of diseases in real time using machine learning. And in Kenya, there is one company or organization called Neural Labs Africa. Maybe you can check later. They are doing already that. They are using machine learning and image detection, which is part of machine learning, to detect some diseases in real time, instead of taking the samples to the laboratory and so on. In tech, of course, everything here is tech. We are talking about recommender systems, search engines, email spam filters, and matching problems. A recommender system mostly If today maybe you watch something on data science or via YouTube, the next time you get almost a similar content and so on. Or if you search an e-commerce platform like Jumia on that's via Google, and you go to social media platform, you are most likely to see other such kind of uh, organization or e-commerce platforms, because what happens is that the moment you search, the algorithm that Google has, the machine learning algorithm, is able to recognize your or to learn what you like or you love or what you want, and is able to recommend and so on. So those are just some of the applications of data science, but we have a lot, and across all industries. Then maybe why should you consider data science and related courses? First of all, it is financially rewarding if you are able to capture those skills and utilize properly. As most organizations have a lot of data that even they don't know how to use it, they don't know how to analyze and so on. If you are able to give business value, like able to assist your organization to be data driven, then as we see that most organizations that have utilized their data properly, the revenues are able to make right decisions, saving on cost, and of course maximizing in revenue and so on. Also, as you have seen, that data science has numerous application sectors. It employs next generation tools such as Python and so on. It has greater career pathways we are going to see, and it is relatively young and promising space, especially in Africa and so on. So in data science, these are some of the things that skills that you learn when you enroll or you train with us. In mathematics, we learn statistics mostly. And these statistics, the way we train, we don't train like, for those maybe of you who have a background in mathematics, or you have done masters, you have done some kind of statistics and so on. Here, the way we are training, no one is going to tell you to derive any formula or to do what. We train by practically using Excel for statistics specifically. You are using data sets. We have data sets. We take you through an entire end-to-end practical process, no any kind of theory. So for those who fear mathematics, the statistics we are talking here is straight or directly the applications. And even we have some kind of recordings if you want maybe to have a view of how the classes go on and so on. Our operations team can later, upon request, share with you. Also, another one is database knowledge. And I talked about SQL, structured query language, and so on. You see, some organizations have database administrators. Like if you want to do your analysis, you have someone to download the data for you and you proceed with the analysis. But suppose now you want those people to be getting reports in real time. And let me give an example of some of the businesses like these pay-as-you-go models, like the companies that distribute solar panels, whereby you pay daily if you want to use it. You see, we are talking about millions of customers, and people pay at different. Maybe you want to be seeing results in real time, what is happening and so on. So you need to have some kind of database knowledge to be able, let us say, suppose you are visualizing your data using Tableau or Power BI, and you are crunching it or analyzing using Excel or Python. So you connect three tools. You are having SQL, whereby you are querying your data, you are analyzing in Python, and visualizing in Tableau. So those people like who are not from the technical department are able just to see the dashboards on Tableau and so on, because they can understand in real time and so on. So that's why you need this knowledge. If you find an organization that has such kind of massive kind of data and they want to be seeing the results in real time, you need such kind of knowledge. Programming And when I'm talking about programming here is a bit different from software engineering. Python used for programming is a bit different because we have specific tools in, sorry, we have specific tools in Python that are used for data science. So it's very straightforward, and it is very straightforward and easy to use. And Python is very powerful as compared to R. And as we are seeing currently, R, there's R development environment that is called R Studio. Nowadays, they converted to POSIT. They try to copy what Python are doing because Python has come very strongly. It can easily be integrated with existing infrastructures and technologies in an organization and so on, and very easy to learn. You also need data engineering, that's in terms of data processing and data wrangling. Sometimes you might find out that your data is not uniform. You need to connect 2, 3 data sets and so on. So that one can be done using SQL and so on. And it is part of the curriculum, especially for those doing CDS. Of course, machine learning. Machine learning is the core of data science. We are talking about various kind of machine learning. We have now deep learning, big data, all those. And when we are talking about big data, we are talking about data that is voluminous. Like this data is huge. When we are talking, for instance, about social media platforms, the kind of data that is being generated is really voluminous. It is transmitted under high velocity or speed. Currently, if you post something on social media, people are able to see it in real time, and is of variety. As I say that, like in social media, for instance, I am using it as an example of those organizations collecting big data. In social media, people post images, people post voice notes, people post text and so on. So you see that data is of variety and so on. Then on data visualization, we have Tableau, Power BI, and so on. So for a complete data scientist, you need all this. Of course, depending with the organizations, maybe you might not need all of them. Like some companies, as you are going to see various roles in data science, they might have huge budgets to employ various people, but in a company that they need just one data scientist, you need to be all-rounded. So skills that you acquire at the end of this training, we have technical skills. We are saying coding sense because it is not, when you go to Python, it's not that deep coding, because as I said that it is a bit different from the software engineering. You learn system design and architecture, and of course algorithm design, especially when you reach to machine learning. But I say that machine learning is like a calculator, whereby if you press 1 + 1, you get 2, but the technicality behind it is beyond an ordinary person's knowledge. That's how machine learning works. And another skills that you will learn is business skills, because if you are not able to solve a problem in your organization using your data, then there's no need for the analysis and so on. Also, the industry knowledge in terms of sector trends and growth, product science, product management, like also you'll be able to learn on what is happening in the industry and so on. On analytics, you'll be able to learn data organization, manipulation, modeling, and visualization. Those are some of the skills that you'll acquire at the end of the course, if given for those who are going to enroll. So the way forward is, in this space, you need to be analytical. You need to be collaborate. Collaborate, it means that you need to be ready to work with us, the mentors, and among yourselves, and also those in the industry. You can also be taking your time to do more research, because you see technology changes. Like today we are having Windows 11, In the past, we had Windows 10. Yes, all of them work or can assist you to achieve the same results, but I think in terms of efficiency, maybe one works better than the other and so on. So that's why you need to continue doing research. You need to connect with people in the industry and of course to innovate, given that you have already attained the skills. Maybe you might be interested to know career pathways in data science. As a data scientist, one, you can work as a data analyst. As you have said that data analysts do manipulation and reporting of data. As a data scientist, also you can work as a machine learning engineer. For them, mostly they work on creating machine learning algorithms for data science processes. Like as I said, for instance, what these people do is to come up maybe with an algorithm that can detect in a bank, for instance, if a transaction that has been made using a certain credit card is fraudulent or not. So that's what we call an algorithm, something that a formula, some kind of a formula that can do a specific task. You can work as a data engineer. Data engineers mostly do batch processing and data pipeline maintenance. As I said that, when you retrieve data from the database, you might need to maybe combine various data sets. So the role of data engineers mostly is to assist in organization to be able to link the data together before further analysis and so on. Then we have data architect. Data architect mostly are those people whose main role is just to design how data should be collected in the organization. Then we have business analysts. Business analysts are people who make decisions based on past data. Like when you are having data in the organization, past data, and you want to make maybe what was the average age of the students who joined during the last intake and so on. Those are business analysts. Of course, it is part of data analysis if you are keen about it, but mostly for them, they just look on what happened in the past. Of course, a data scientist, the master of all, combines all these skills: business analyst, data engineer, data architect, machine learning engineer, and data analyst. So it depends with the organization. Organizations that have a lot of budgets and like a lot of specialization, they can hire a machine learning engineer alone, a data analyst alone, a data engineer alone, a business analyst alone, and so on. And remember, there's a difference between a business analyst or a mostly it is called business intelligence analyst. I think I forgot to add intelligence analyst and a business analyst. Business intelligence analyst is the one that I'm referring here. I'm sorry, I forgot to add that. People who make business decisions based on past data. But business analysts mostly work with the IT department. Maybe if a company wants to implement a certain a solution in terms of maybe software, they look at the requirements, like do we have the, in terms of hardware, in terms of staff, skill staff, and so on, do we have? That's a business analyst. But the one I'm referring is a business intelligence analyst, as people who make business decisions based on past data. So what are the initiative plans? First, you need to invest your time, money, and effort to train your mind. You need also to intern, to explore, do that work to gain experience. Like for us, even after you finish, because these are professional certification, there's what called continuous professional development credit, CPD, and I hope those in the industry already know. We are required to continue working with you, not again for free, not at a cost, for you to be able to continue learning. As I said, technology changes. Of course, even for instance today, the Excel you are using and that one of 2007, still they can give you the same, but maybe the current one has more functionalities and so on. So that's why you need to continue learning. Also, you need to continue to focus. That's identify an industry trade space for yourself. Of course, impact and influence. Given that you are an expert, you need to impact impact and influence the industry, and so on. So maybe you might also be interested to know where most of our graduates work, or some of our students. We have students across various industries and companies. We could not populate all of them here, but also if you want um, maybe direct, of course some of you have come through referrals and so on, we are aware of that, but if also you want to interact with some of them, also we give opportunity for you to do so, as long as the student or the graduate, someone gives consent for their contacts to be shared, and so on. So some of them work in, we have Rwanda Revenue Authority. Rwanda Revenue Authority is Rwanda, that is Revenue Collections Authority. We have ISIPE. ISIPE is an organization that deals with research in terms of insects and so on. Of course, Safaricom is a telco, a telecommunication. This is Safaricom Kenya, Telcom Kenya. MTN here, it is MTN Rwanda. Turaco, this is a micro-insurance company in Uganda. NCBA is a bank here in Kenya. Cooperative Bank, Zamara, among many other organizations. But what is clear here is that we have students working in various organizations, even those in the government, like the National Intelligence Service, Office of the Auditor General. We have graduated students across various organizations and industries also working there. Now, let me now come to the November 2023 intake, because time is moving. I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions. With regards to the November 2023 intake, we only have one batch. That's the 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. East African time. And the study mode is live virtual. Live virtual is the same thing we are doing currently. Of course, this live virtual we also record as the class is ongoing. In case you delay or you don't get a concept you are able to follow. The nature of study is part-time, and it is weekday from Monday to Thursday. On Fridays, we don't have classes. We have what called community learning. And community learning is whereby our alumni, students, mentors, and so on are able, we do a lot of projects just to assist students to build their portfolio and also to gain more and more real industry skills. So that's why we don't have classes on Fridays. The number of hours a day are 2. And this one works for various certifications. That's certified data scientist, certified data analyst, certified human resource analytics professional, certified finance analytics professional, and statistical data analysis. That's for SPSS and STATA. So physical classes we normally offer in Nairobi, Kenya only, and the next intake for physical is January 2024. But for this one specifically, we are having the 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. East African time. That is 2 hours a day for 4 days in a week. So in terms of the duration, for certified data scientists is 9 months, including exam. The year-back exams are done during the last month. Certified data analyst 7 months, certified human resource 5 months, HR, finance 5 months, 5 months. Maybe let me clarify something. What's the difference maybe between certified data analysts and those in HR and finance? It is the same thing, but those who specialize in HR and finance, this one, it means like you will be a bit confined in one corner. Like in case you want to transition as a data scientist in other organization that is not finance, you see, you will be, it's the same as certified data analyst, but focus on finance alone. But for those who go for certified data analyst, you will have projects that are based on various data sets and so on, same as certified data scientist, not confined to a specific industry. It cuts across various industry, and also during the admission process. That's why we normally ask you about maybe the industry you are working on, the background, so that we are able to use data sets that cut across each and every student's industry. So in terms of the fees, given that we don't have physical classes for this specific intake, we have the virtual training. For certified data scientists, the fee is $682 US. It is payable in 5 equal monthly installments. Certified data analyst is $470 USD, 3 installments. HR analytics 400, 3 installments. Certified financial analytics professional 400 USD, 3 installment. Then statistical package, SPSS and starter, that's 1 installment. And we want to clarify that starter and SPSS is internally offered, but they are not under IABEC. The courses that are under IABEC are certified data scientist, certified data analyst, certified HR analytic, and certified financial analytics professional. What we mean is that the exams and certificates are issued. You become the property of IABEC in terms of compliance, because it is a professional association. For us, of course, also we issue another, that's like certificate to show that you went through the institute and so on, and you trained through the institute because you are accredited to do so by IABEC. In terms of the exchange rate, for those maybe who are currently in Kenya, we are using 137 exchange rate that we are using currently. At our admission process, you pay the first fees installment, then you are issued IABEC number for IABEC courses that I have mentioned. After that, we use it, that is the IABEC number as you are to issue admission letter. Of course, that's then we go to the start of classes. And the admission for November intake will be closed on 10th November 2023, and the classes will start on 24th November 2023. These are our contacts: email info@Africdsa. The phone number is here. Location, headquarters is in Kenya, Pioneer House, room number 308, Moi Avenue, Nairobi, Kenya. We are available on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So that's the end of my presentation. It is now time to take questions. I will be taking questions. You can raise your hand, as well you can send via a chat. So let us now, let me start from Maxwell Kinyari.
Hi.
Hi, Maxwell.
So my question is,
Yes.
I have at least 3 questions.
Yes.
The first one is, what kind of a laptop would you like a student to have?
Yes.
That's question number 1. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Maybe we're in different professions.
Yes.
And I've been in an organization where we use maybe things like an Excel, just basic Excel, like plus, minus, and all that.
Yes.
And you need a refresher, kabisa.
Yes.
So do you need to be very good with Excel, or you can just come and start from square one, that is it?
Yes.
And that question is, this conversation was basically treating, and maybe for financial reasons you may want to start data analysis. Then maybe later you can join data, you can try data scientist. Will you be able to upgrade from CDA, and then maybe you pay a little fee to CDS, or you are going to start afresh?
Okay, thank you. Let me answer your questions. So let me start with the issue of the laptop. On the issue of the laptop, our technical team is not here, but I think if you have like a 64-bit kind of laptop, and in terms of GB, maybe 8 GB RAM and above, that is very okay because that's what most students have. And of course, Windows or whichever that you have. On different professionals, the curriculum, first of all, I think the curriculum is not on Excel alone, but I think you used it as an example, right?
Yes, I use it as an example
Yes.
just to say.
Yeah.
I use it as an example just to say maybe where you work.
Yes, yes.
You don't use like complicated formulas and whatnot.
Yes.
Also, maybe the computer learning that you went through was just basic.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to know if of course you have knowledge about computers, but the deep knowledge.
Okay.
Is it a
Okay.
prerequisite to this course?
Okay, thank you. Yes, this curriculum is spiral. Spiral means that we assume that all students do not know anything about the software used, data science, or any concept train. Like one concept builds on the other. We start from beginner. If we are working with Python, we start from taking you through this is where to get it, this is how we install. Everything is from beginner to advanced. That one is scattered. On upgrading, uh, you have to start afresh. And in most cases also, in fact, most students, CDS students and CDA, do almost all units together, but they branch later. Like when the certified data analysts finish, the certified data scientists continue with their units. So currently, as per the IABEC policy and also the organization policy, you start afresh. Yeah, I hope your questions have been answered.
One last thing, yeah?
Yes.
For whatever it is that one chooses to do,
Yes.
so the certification is. Oh, do you help with maybe, for instance, my target is I want to change professions.
Yes.
Do you help with maybe CVs and networking and everything and yeah.
Yeah. We do so. I think I mentioned that when we started. When I started the presentation, like we do job. Uh, I mentioned on job assistance, we do end-to-end job support. That's in terms of CVs, job updates and connects. And I mentioned by saying that we have organizations that really approach us, requesting us to submit students or our graduates who are available. So that one is something that we have been doing and is catered.
Thank you. My
Okay.
questions are answered.
Okay, thank you, Maxwell. Before I go to Jairo, there was someone, Steve. That's Steve Toretich.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for the presentation. It was very informative.
Yes.
So I have one question. I'm trying to transition into tech as a beginner.
Yes.
So one, should I start from the CD, from the certified data analyst, or should I go direct to data science?
Okay, thank you so much. I advise you start from you just do once and for all. That's CDS. And as I mentioned that if you look at our past students, we have students from marketing, law, and so on. Like that in data science, it is not that technical. And also, as I mentioned that the curriculum is spiral. You don't need to have any prerequisite requirement. So it is a journey that many that have come without any kind of knowledge in data science, in tech, and so on have been able to manage without any kind of difficulties and so on. So I recommend instead of taking this coming back, you just go once and for all. That's what I advise. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jairo, it is your turn.
requisite qualifications because people come from different career paths.
Okay, thank you. So, first,
Another
sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Please continue. Yes.
Second question is about the fee. Like today, we realize that the dollar keeps on changing. So, like, if the fee is to be paid in installment,
Yes.
later, if the dollar changes,
Yeah.
will we pay the current fee as per the current fee structure, or we will pay as per the rate which will be available? And is there any kind of wave? Because when I saw the advert, it was like there is 50% discount on the fee payment, and I've not heard you talking about that. So they are kind of how we can give discount those who want to join for whichever category.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I want to start with the easy one. On the 50% fee discount, I haven't seen, the organization has not made any kind of such advert. I have not seen myself personally. I don't know maybe where you got the information. You will clarify after I answer your questions. In terms of currently, as I mentioned, that we are using 137 for those who are in Kenya, and it remains constant. It doesn't change. 137, because currently for those in Kenya it is 150 if I'm not wrong. It keeps on changing. Then coming on different professionals. First of all, we have, let me answer giving three scenarios. We have university students or those who have just finished college or still in college who have come to train with us. For them, we have been placing them in organizations as starters, like junior data scientists. Then we have those that, companies are transitioning to data science. We have those employees that companies maybe they wanted to transition them to data science. They were employed but in different departments. Then the organizations brought them for training for them to build their data science departments. So it was like already were employed but in a different department, but they were transitioned based on that. Then the third one, we have companies. I'm not going to mention those organizations. We have those ones that already they have data science department, but they wanted their team just to upskill. So those are the three kind of transitions that we have been doing, or based on the information that we have given. Jairo, was it Jairo? Yes. Is that okay, Jairo? Okay, Michael, you can come.
Okay, thank you very much for the information.
Yes.
Mine is just one question.
Yes.
I know there are many softwares from Python to W and Power BI.
Yes.
My question is,
Yeah.
will we be required to do some installation for purposes of the classes themselves? So that would be the question. Will you be able to have access, and will you be required to install for purposes of learning as well as practicing? Over and out.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. Yes, you will be required to install, but under our guidance. It is part of the training, the installation process. You will be required to install, but which is under our guidance or during classes as part of the training, so that in case you encounter any technicality, we are able to guide you, as others also maybe are able to see the kind of technicalities and so on. Is that okay, Michael?
Yes, at least that helps a lot, so that you have to plan for laptop space
Yes, yes.
based on what kind of a laptop you have. So those are the things that I
So on the issue of the laptop, the specification for the basic, you will be getting an email from our team maybe tomorrow with regards to the type maybe of laptop that is required, but it is not a very complicated, because when we are talking, when we reach maybe on what we call a Python, nowadays you can work on cloud. You don't need to install it on the desktop and so on. Of course, if you want to do so, you can, but also we have online platforms and so on that you can be able to access anywhere and do your work. Any other question, team? Okay, there's a hand from Maxwell.
There's someone who had talked about the 50% whatever discount.
Yes.
And currently I can see it right now as you're speaking on the iBack website.
Yes.
So I would recommend or request that maybe you liaise with the company, and maybe you let us know about more. So maybe some of us may benefit from the same as well.
Okay, maybe to clarify that, we are already aware there's that in the website, and you what happens is that, IABEC is an accreditation institutions, and every company has their own cost in terms of operational cost and in terms of exam fees and so on. So we are already aware of that. We are aware that there's something like that on the IABEC website, but for them it is they are what we call an accreditation institution. They don't deal with the day-to-day running of any of those institutions they have accredited and so on. So it is information that already we have at our disposal.
Okay, thank you. Noted.
Okay, thank you. Any other question?
Also, because this is virtual,
Yes.
we have an option maybe for us who are in Nairobi, for instance.
Yes.
Maybe you might like to make clarifications. Because, for instance, I know where your head office is at Pioneer House.
Yes.
If I'm finding something that is maybe I need to consult, am I allowed to pass by and maybe make clarification on something and get guidance and so forth?
Yes, you are allowed. You are allowed. Even we have our students who are already working as data scientists. Maybe they have issues in their job, a problem that they are unable to solve. They do come at no cost. You are allowed to walk in, and you'll be guided by our team.
Good, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, team? That's Abdi Rahman Ibrahim.
Thank you. Thank you for the good information. As somebody who is working currently a clinician who is working in the health sector and who likes to become a data scientist in order to impact on research industry. How looks this look from your presentation? It looks complex for somebody who has no much information about data science. How will such person be competent within 9 months?
Okay, thank you so much. As I said that, okay, sorry if the presentation went so much complex, but let me answer your question based on your area of study and of course your interest with regards to research and so on. In this curriculum, for instance, the certified data scientist, you will learn what called computer vision and image detection and so on. And I mentioned one of the organization called Neural Labs Africa. Maybe I can use it as a case study because they are using machine learning and data science to be able to do real-time disease detection and so on. So the curriculum is spiral, like you don't need to have any prerequisite. Uh, that's what we understand based on our past experience, how the curriculum is and so on. We take you through concepts step by step. And looking at our data, we have students across various industries, those in the medical, marketing, law, education, and so on. So that is something you don't have to be worried. Everything is spiral, beginner, simple concepts as you build, going to intermediate and advanced as you towards now the end of the curriculum and so on. Is that okay, Abdi?
Yeah, so, thank you.
Okay, thank you. There was another hand, maybe as you are winding up. David?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the presentation and it's very comprehensive. Just a quick one. We normally have challenges. What is good to just say? We've had situations with certain training subjects that one will choose to attend, but you find, that, for example, you mentioned about the date, one being able to pay install. We have situations where sometimes we find perhaps you're not able to pay timely. Then end up being disconnected from the training until you pay. Please, this the thing with the Africdsa, or you have a chance to let this the password to participant continue until when you are in the pay. Also, thing where you have to complete. If you're not able to pay, continue, but then you get your certificate. There are those situations happening just for a purpose of inconvenience.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, sorry, David. Sorry for cutting you. Yes, David, I have heard your issue. The end goal of anything, like life has got challenges, we understand as an organization. The most important thing is to communicate, to make arrangement with our finance department. If you have or you experience any challenges, maybe you have paid the first installment well, then the second installment you get some challenges. The most important thing is to communicate. Like you tell them, for this month maybe I have got this challenge, but this is the what I'm planning and so on. The organization has, we are human. The finance department has people who are human. They will always listen. Where we only disagree with the students, sometimes you don't communicate, you don't take our calls, you don't respond to email. There will be no alternative in such cases other than just to give a student an automatic deferment. But if you communicate, you will be listened to. Is that okay, David?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
No. Okay, thank you. I'll take two more questions. That's from Abdullahi Yusuf, then Michael. Three questions. Abdullahi, Michael, and H.A. Okay, we have so many questions. Let me start from Abdullahi Yusuf. Let us try because of time.
Hope everyone is doing well.
Yes,
This has been a very enlightening presentation. I have two questions to ask.
yes.
Can you explore more of how companies want you guys to refer students and how is your approach? I didn't understand that one. And the second question is, will I be able to still be part of the team? And how will I be able to benefit?
Okay, let me answer that. How they want. So basically they contact us. We have two approaches. When they contact us, they request us to communicate to our students who are available. Then they request them individually to share their CVs. Of course, when they share the CVs, they go for interview. So if they want one, of course, you compete among yourself, they will pick one, and so on. So that's how the process works. And also for us ourselves, we also try to um, look for them, the organizations that need data scientists, interns, and even those at entry level, and so on. And there's one thing I want to clarify because I have been working as a data scientist. At the end of this training, you will still enter the industry as a junior data scientist. Let no one cheat you that you will become what do we call a senior data scientist at the end of the trade, unless, because you see, in the industry, for those who are working, you understand very well how things work. You have to start somewhere as you rise. Of course, you can be a junior but highly paid, but no one, even myself, I have worked as a data scientist, but even up to today, let me give you an example. Chat GPT, I came to know about it, sorry, last year. And when I came to know about Chat GPT, I started also doing research and you see, I have been a data scientist, but I continue learning and developing my skill. So I hope that is also clear about how the learning is. Then to be part of the team, I don't know how, but as I said that we are required, and also as a company, if after the training, we are supposed to continue holding, though voluntary, those students who want to continue building skills with us at no cost at all. So I hope you have answered. Because of time, let me pick other questions. Michael, your question. Then after Michael, I'm going to Mercy, then close with Jairo.
Thanks.
Yeah.
My question is related to the course itself, and I'm looking at it from this perspective. In the line of coursework, especially for those of us who are working and do part-time classes,
Yeah.
there's a requisite amount of attendance that you're supposed to do, say 75% attendance, so that you can sit for the exam and you get yourself certified. For this particular course, considering those modalities, because yes, 8 to 10 p.m. is fine, but based on the career and where you are, you might be having some time, some heavy work during that time of, say, towards the end of the month, depending on how you look at it. So how much, in terms of classes, am I supposed to be able to attend for me to be able to sit for the exam and to get a certificate for it? That, I believe, would be important for us as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. I know how sometimes heavy the work is, at least 70%, but as I mentioned, we have also tried our best, like to be recording those classes in real time as they proceed, so that even if you miss it, you are able to get it, to get all the interactions, to get all the questions maybe the students were asking, and so on. So at least 70% is acceptable. And also we recommend, in case you are missing a class that day, you notify your mentor. That is to be able to know that you won't be able to make to class today. Of course, we understand, especially those guys in the evening, students, most of them are working. Most students in the 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., based on our statistics, are corporates who are working. We have got such cases in the past, and that one is catered. That's why also we ensure we record classes as classes go on in real time. Share immediately after class, so that maybe if you are someone who likes waking early, you are able to review before the next class, and so on. I hope that is clear, Michael.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Mercy.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My question was in regards to qualifications, but I think most of those have been answered. But I joined in late. are you able to, had you given us the fee structure for data scientists and analysts?
Yes, I have
Thank you.
given. I have also recorded the session. I don't know, maybe if we will be sharing the link for the recording of the session. So, and as I said that for this specific intake, we are only having the virtual class, the November intake. The fee for certified data scientist is 682 USD, but payable in 5 installments. And for those in Kenya, we have said that the current exchange rate being used 137, and it doesn't change. For certified data analyst is 470, 3 installment. But I have recorded this session. You will be able to get the link as well, and also the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Let me close with Jairo once more.
So, and there's a question in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. This is just for authentication or clarification purposes.
Yes.
Like I can remember one morning, some people came in Kenya Power attires.
Yes. Yeah.
They mobilized us. We were so many people,
Okay.
and we were in need of a transformer.
Okay.
So they told us to contribute each, and the following week they would bring us a transformer.
Yes.
They were even having forms marked or letter-headed Kenya Power,
Yeah.
and everything that we could maybe question about. So they convinced us that they were Kenya Power employees. So after some days, when the promised timeline elapsed, we started inquiring about where our money is and the process. But we could not get any kind of feedback. It forced us to go to Kenya Power office nearby. We were told those people were not from the Kenya Power office. May you tell me the genuineness of this institution, of this team? Because like you said, the application deadline will be on November and classes will begin on 24th of the same month. Just for clarification and maybe a way of removing the fear from me.
Okay,
You
thank
understand?
you. Yeah, I understand. Okay. So the first authentication, you can walk to our office anytime, Pioneer House, Moi Avenue, Nairobi, room number 308. The second authentication, go to Airback website. On the partners, you will get us there, among other accreditation institutions I'm trying to open. The third one, you can go to the Kenyan company search and do a search for the company. You will get there. The third one, you can go to the fourth, Google, just Google my business. You will get the reviews from the past students and so on. So all the information is in the public domain with regards to us. Because as I mentioned that, we have been training even students from Rwanda Revenue Authority, NCBA, and so on. And of course, corporates cannot give you business without doing proper KYC. But all the information, the offices are open, and the rest of the information is available in the public domain that you can confirm anytime. Because if we might send to you a document, and maybe the document is forged, but you can do a search directly. Is that okay, Jairo? Or which kind of authentication do you need?
It is okay, you tried to explain.
Yeah.
But like, just the same way I said Kenya Power.
Okay. Yeah.
Parastatal known by everybody, known everywhere in Kenya, but all the same, things went like that. So I've gotten your explanations.
Yeah.
Because when you are now dealing with us, we wish to get genuine things and genuine service.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me answer the last ones. I want to start with on earback. Are you accredited by TVET CASNEP? We are a learning accelerator, and our courses are accredited by earback, but not TVET and CASNEP, because TVET and CASNEP are only in Kenya. Like our students in Rwanda, Burundi, and so on, if you give them a TVET, it doesn't recognize and so on. So these are professional certification accredited by earback, and it is the earback that offers certificates. It's a global body. So we are registered as a learning accelerator. I hope that is okay. CASNEB is also a different examining body in Kenya, same as TVET, that deals with educational institutions that deal with technical training, separate. For Maero, for the software, no buying. The softwares, you'll get them for free. On the issue of GitHub, and so on, this one is normally done in the community learning. That one is catered. Success and failure rates in the past. In terms of exam, failure rate is about 5%. But if you fail the exam in the first attempt, you do the second attempt at no cost. If you fail the second attempt, now the third attempt you have to pay. And in terms of exam, the certified data scientist exam is practical, open book. You do for 2 weeks. But for the rest, like certified data analyst, is a multiple choice exam. So I think that is it. Maybe for the sake of time, in case you have any other, Mercy, you can ask yours, then I think I close. I see your hand is up, Mercy. Hello, Mercy. Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to find out, do you have an age limit for the courses?
18 years and above, because we need your ID, like during admission process.
I meant maximum age. Can you do it when you're 60?
Yeah. You can do it. There's no one. Learning is a continuous process. At any age, you can come back to class.
Okay, and in advanced age, because for me, I am 50, will I still be marketable in the marketplace at that age?
Yeah, you see these skills, like the digital tech skills, are skills that people like. These kind of skills are skills that you can work anywhere, anytime, and so on. Like for instance, one of the guy whom you will meet rather, especially when you reach to machine learning, if you are going to enroll, is based in Kenya but working as a data engineer for a UK company. For him, he trains the evening sessions. So you see, anywhere, anytime, these are skills that are required. You can work, no age limit in terms of working. And these skills that are with regards to technology, data, medicine, like some skills do not have an age limit in terms, as long as you have the energy to work.
Okay, thank you. You've answered my question.
Okay, thank you. So maybe because of time, because it is 9:31, the recording will be shared. Secondly, we will also send an email with regards maybe with the type of laptop. Then Yvonne from our operations or any other person from our operations department will be able to communicate to you on the next steps. And in case of any other questions, like if you want to know us more, you can come to our office, you can give us a call, and any other information you need that you cannot access anywhere in the public domain, we will be ready to share with you. So thank you all for attending this session. We are looking forward to meeting all of you in this November 2023 intake session. Thank you all. Have a nice evening and a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.